Hey y'all, it's Nancy for Whimsy Stamps. Thanks for joining me today. I am playing with the brand new Dotty 6x9 stencil today, and you can see I am playing with my gel plate. I'm going to have all kinds of inky fun, lots of gel plate goodness going on today, totally featuring this wonderful stencil. Now I am all about some dots, some circles. I like them. It doesn't matter the size. I cannot lie. So I am showing you 5 different techniques. I think I make about 10 different pulls, and this video is in coordination with another video over on my channel, Handy Scandy's Crafty Ventures, and I'll link that downstairs. And in that video I actually make cards with these gel plate pulls. So we're going to go ahead and get started. Technique 1. You saw that the plate was clean, there was no ink on it, and I laid the stencil down. The stencil was also clean, and then I put the alcohol ink through the stencil. It goes down into the design. I start out kind of slow, and then I get a little bit more loosey-goosey. I lay it down, I spread it out, and then I come in with a little bit more ink. I want my colors to be a little more vibrant. Even though I'm using soft colors, I still wanted it to be a little bit more vibrant. So I'm just using my brayer really to spread them out, not so much blend them. And here you want to let it dry. I can't stress that enough. Let it dry between the stages. I actually should have been working on 2 different plates because I have a hard time being patient. Sometimes I literally have to get up and walk away so that I give it time to dry. So I have given it quite a bit of time to dry, and I just cut some of that out. But I lift the stencil slowly and carefully just in case, because if that ink's not dry, it can bleed out once you lift the stencil. And so here I just have some white acrylic paint. So I'm putting the wet acrylic paint down onto the dry alcohol ink, and then I lay down my paper and rub, 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 rub. Lots of rubbing. You want to make sure that you have really good contact between your paper and the plate. And again, that wet acrylic paint is going to pull that dry alcohol ink once I lift it. And here we go. Look at this magic. I just love it. I'm like swooning over here. The hardest part really is to let it dry. So here I go. This is technique number 2 already. So I have the dirty plate, or the clean plate, but the dirty stencil. And I used some isopropyl alcohol. Those words are hard to say. Isopropyl alcohol in a little sprayer, and I spray that onto the stencil, and that reactivates the ink. So I'm essentially like creating a stamped image with the stencil. So you can see, you're seeing the stencil versus the image through the stencil, if that makes any sense at all. I hope that it does. So that was technique 2 and pull 2. So this is technique 3, and you can see that the plate is dirty, and I'm laying down some fresh paint, or it's not paint really, it's ink. It's the alcohol ink. So I had a light pink, and then kind of a darker red, not quite red. I don't keep track of my colors, and I apologize for that. So if you guys are wanting the colors, again, I apologize. I just don't have them. But it was a pinkish and then a reddish, and here I come in with some dark blue and then some dark green. So I want some vibrancy to this one. That green wasn't blending out very well, wasn't moving around with my brayer. So I come in with a little bit more ink and some of the blending solution, and I just brayer it out some more, and I get those colors to move. I didn't, again, really want them to blend. And you can see there on the right where the blue was, how it bled up under the stencil, and that's because I didn't have good contact between the stencil and the gel plate in that particular location. So it's okay though, I don't sweat things like that. If you know me at all, you know I'm not about perfection, but about enjoying the process and making the best with what you have. I think it's even more creative if you can make something spectacular out of something that is imperfect. So here it is. This is pull number 3 with technique number 3, and I love it. I love the vibrancy. I love that there was some pink left over from the previous pull. So much fun, guys. Again, you gotta be sure to let it dry, okay? Let it dry, let it dry. So technique 4, Lots of vibrant color on this one. This is that hot, hot red. So dirty plate, fresh ink, then down goes the stencil, and you can see how well loved that stencil is already. And now I am putting the stamps from, what is the name of this one? It's brand new. I'll have to list it downstairs because I already don't know the name of it because my brain doesn't work sometimes. I'll put it downstairs, I'm sorry. Or I might even put it on the screen. But anyway, more circles, more dots, fun patterns, and I just lay them down in the stencil itself because they are meant to coordinate with each other. And there are other products that coordinate with this stencil, and we have this fun tri-fold mini slimline die. That's a mouthful. And there's foil plates. I mean, guys, there's so much with this release. I can't even stand it. And of course, I couldn't use it all in one video, but here I am just trying to make this work, and I'm having so much fun. And so I laid the stamps down, and then I picked them up and I moved them around, and I put some more pattern and texture into some of those other circles. Now, what have I been stressing? Let it dry. You could see as I laid out that white acrylic paint that it turned pink. So that means the red wasn't dry yet, but it's still really fun. It's still really cool. And I am not mad about that print at all. I think it's fantastic. And I've made a card with it that sadly didn't get into a video, but it is fun. And that red background is amazing. So technique 5, again, dirty plate, fresh ink, and now I have taken the stencil and created a texture plate as I've done in a previous video, and I'll try to remember to link that downstairs as well in case you want to watch it. So to make the texture plate, you just lay the stencil down on a piece of, or at least I use cardboard, and then I put a texture paste through it and let it dry, and then that texture creates the pattern. So again, let the ink dry, brayer out the wet medium, which for me is just white acrylic paint. Lay your paper down, rub, 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 and pull, and then you see the magic. Now, this is a bonus because I'm literally cleaning off the plate with hand sanitizer, or cleaning off the stencil. Lay it on a plate, rub hand sanitizer over it, lay the paper on it, rub, 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 pull, print. And now that my plate is dirty, I'm going to pull another print. So this one is very, very faint, but I use it and I love it. So these are all my cleanups right here. Cleanup print number 1, cleanup print number 2, which I didn't show, but that's just hand sanitizer spread over that stencil as is this one. Yeah, so those were fun. And then these are my pulls. So lots of fun, lots of vibrant color. I love that one. That's another cleanup. And yeah, and then I decided, you know what? I want to do one more. I really like the idea of using the stamps through the stencil. So laying down just a variety of colors, kind of keeping in the same color scheme that I've used because I just had a handful of inks out on the desk. And so that's what I was using and just playing and just having a good time. And so laying out the ink, putting those stamps in again, in through the holes, and picking it up and moving it. And since I'm using different colors, I'm moving the color as well. So I'm making some different blends within those circles, and then I lift it, and I don't see very many like spready places. So I let it dry very well on this one, and I'm still letting it dry, and you can see I'm feeling it. So it took me a while to get the process right, but I finally get it. And look, still some pink. And I touched it and I felt it was dry, and it still pulled up some of that red. So red is a tough one. Tough, tough, tough one. But look at that print. Swoon, swoon, swoon. And here I'm actually able to pull one more because you can see the circles on there. So that's so much more goodness that's about to pull up. And it's very, very faint, but even that will make a fantastic background. Now those two smaller prints down on the bottom are actually from the smaller plate that I had up in the corner where I was brayering off and getting the white acrylic paint. So guys, these are my 10 gel plate prints using the Dotty 6x9 stencil, newly released on April 1st. I hope you guys will check it out. Everything is listed downstairs for ease of shopping, and I will have my other videos listed down there as well. I hope you'll hop on over to my channel and see the cards that I make. And guys, we would love to see you, as always, over on the Whimsy Stamps Facebook and Inspiration page, as well as our Pinterest and Instagram. And gosh, guys, I'm just excited. I've had so much fun. Thank you for spending some time with me. And until next time, this is Nancy for Whimsy Stamps. I'm out.